Well, good morning. I'm back in northern Michigan. It's mid-November. Feels good to be up here. I haven't been up here since mid-September when my dad and I were at the shed. I wanted to get up here in mid-October for the salmon run, but unfortunately I couldn't make that happen. But I'm not at the shed. I'm at deer camp, which is about, I don't know, 40 minutes south of the shed, with a group of guys. We've been coming up to this part of the state of Michigan for, gosh, I think this is our 17th year coming up to this part of the state. Now these guys have been, most of these guys have been hunting together longer than that. Since college, some of the guys, and we're in our 40s and 50s. So it's kind of a long tradition. In this part of the state, it's year 17. We're renting a cabin now, which I'll show you here in a minute. But we didn't start that way. When we first came up here, we stayed in a legitimate campground, you know, where you had to pay, and there was electricity, and even though they weren't nice, there were showers and bathrooms. And then we decided to look into camping in the woods. That we enjoyed that campground, you know, with electricity and all that stuff, but the downside is we had to drive to the woods, which could have been anywhere from, you know, 15-minute to a 20-30-minute drive. And we had fun with that, but you know, while we were out in the woods, we always saw people camping, and we always were curious about just pulling our campers in the woods. So we did that. And we did that for, oh, I don't know, 10 years, I guess. It was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work. It was fun because you could, you know, just step out of the camper and go hunting. Didn't have to drive anywhere. Now you could, and I often did drive somewhere, but you didn't have to, so that was nice. It was fun, you know, scouting out new campsites and having a bunch of options and giving them names, giving the campsites names. You know, it was adventurous too, because you never knew if the campsite you planned on going to was going to be available. You know, you're pulling in there at 9 o'clock at night and it's dark and it's first come, first serve, and there's hunters already in this place. So then you had to try and figure out where you're going to camp. So it was adventurous. I also like camping in the woods too, because there were always deer camp projects to work on. You know, in the months preceding deer camp, you know, some sort of project. Our old 68 camper was always leaking. Had to do something with the roof often, or had to, always needed the roof patched. It always needed caulks. There was always something to do, which was fun. Plus I don't know if nostalgia is the right word. I mean, we weren't roughing it in like a walled canvas tent with a wood burner or wood stove. Nothing like that. But we were camping out in the middle of the public woods, middle of nowhere. And, you know, having to keep a fire fueled to stay warm. So I don't know if nostalgia is the right word, but there's something about it that, I don't know, made my soul come alive a little bit when we were doing that. But anyways, about 5 years ago, we decided to look into renting a cabin, which is what we've been doing now for 5 years. And part of the reason we looked into that is because camping in the woods was fun, but it was also a lot of work. You had to take a ton of gear, way more gear than we take now. I mean, I used to pile all our gear in my barn. And man, the first year we rented a cabin, I realized didn't even need anything. Like, there wasn't anything I was taking. So you had to take a lot more gear. And even though I enjoyed the fire during the day, I mean, we took 2 generators, about 30 gallons of gas, only ran the Jennies at night, which made it a lot of work. So during the day, we had to keep the fire going in the middle of the day. And, you know, from after dinner till 9 or 10 o'clock at night, when we decided to go to bed. And because we didn't want the Jennies running all day with the noise. They weren't, you know, some modern quiet ones. They're the old loud ones. So we had to keep the fire going. Plus, we only had a certain amount of gas that we were trying to get us through 4 nights or so. So we had to every day process, you know, scour the woods and try and process enough firewood to keep that fire warm, probably 4 or 5 hours a day. And even though I loved standing next to it and I was plenty warm when it's 30, 40 degrees out, that's the one thing I don't miss about camping in the woods, was just the constant need to look for and process fuel for the fire. And like I said, I think this is the 5th year that we are in a cabin. This is the 3rd year that we are in this cabin, and it's been really nice. If I had to do it all over again, I won't speak for the rest of the guys, but if I had to do it all over again, I would do those 10 years camping in the woods. It was a lot of fun. But at the same time, if I had to do it over again, we'd be renting a cabin again. It's just so much easier. Very, very little gear to bring. You don't have to work to stay warm during the day. Nice heated cabin. Full kitchen, full baths, all that stuff. So anyways, I enjoyed those years a lot, but if it were up to me, I wouldn't go back to it, at least right now. Maybe I'm getting a little soft in my 50s, I don't know. But I think I'll keep it just what we have right now. So I'm approaching this cabin we're renting. It's pretty sweet. In a moment here, I'll turn around and turn the camera around and show it to you. I'm going to be heading to the shed this morning. I've got a couple small projects to do, a couple things to drop off, a couple things to bring home. Obviously want to check on the tar paper, make sure everything's still doing okay there. So I'm going to spend maybe an hour or 2 at the shed, then I'm going to look for a place to hunt in that area tonight for the evening hunt. Be scouting around. I have a couple trout streams I want to try and find, and I'll probably obviously take my rifle and do some hunting while I'm scouting as well. But anyways, looking forward to that. I got to get back in the cabin here and get some gear together and pack a lunch, and then I will be taking off for the day here. But I'm going to turn this camera around and show you this cabin. It's pretty sweet. It's real well. It's a home, and here we go. So I'll try to remember sometime when I'm up here to take some video of the inside of this place so you can see it. It's a huge parcel. I think I measured it on X sometime in the last week. I think it was 75 acres. Now they won't let you hunt it, unfortunately, but I get that. I probably wouldn't let anybody either, if not just for liability. So we do have to drive to the public woods to hunt, but certainly a nice place to spend your time when we're not hunting. So anyways, I'll try and remember to get some video in there here sometime in the next couple days. I will check in later. All right, well, I finished up over here at the shed. It doesn't look like any animals are burrowing under the skirting except for some chipmunks. I saw a couple holes. And I did see a chipmunk come out of one of them, but nothing big, which is good. I got the trail cameras moved, so both of them are facing the shed now. In case a tree falls on it in the next few months, I will know that. Tar paper seems to be holding up. It's getting a little brittle, which I knew it would, but hasn't ripped anywhere. It's certainly gotten faded, which I envisioned would happen. Hopefully that makes it through the winter, and I think it will. And we'll get it sighted in the spring. That is the plan. So I'm taking off from here. I'm going to go scout some trout rivers and do a little fishing. I may check back in later. Well, I came back and found this creek, which I've read is a great brook trout little stream. The only sign I saw a couple scrapes when I got close to the river, and of course right next to the stream there's some beaten down runways, some game trails going along the stream. But getting back to this spot, I didn't see much of anything. I think I'm gonna sit here for a little bit, hunt for maybe an hour or so. Well, yesterday I spent a few hours doing stuff at the shed, and it was mid to late afternoon by the time I started trying to scout out some land. I did find a couple trout streams. I only really hunted about, I don't know, maybe an hour that I was in the woods. Did had a shot at a doe that I didn't take. But anyways, today it's probably around noon, finally getting out here. I got a new place. I'm gonna explore down this 2-track a bit. It's a really swampy piece of public land, and this is there. It's somewhere on this piece of public, which looks to be about 100 acres maybe. There, two rivers come together. There's a confluence that well, one's a river, one's a stream, I guess would be a better description. But I don't think that road's going to take me to that based on what I see on the map. However, cutting through this would, but I don't know how swampy and how, if it's going to be this thick the whole way. If it's this thick the whole way, I may abort that mission. We'll see. But anyways, I'm gonna do some hunting this afternoon. I'll check in with you later. Well, I found that this area is incredibly swampy. I did find a couple nice stand sites. One is a kind of a peninsula that juts out into the swamp, and it's, oh, I don't know, it's about 15-20 feet higher in elevation than the swamp is, and it has quite a bit of field of view. It's a nice spot. The only challenge with that is if I shot something down in there, I would probably need some hip waders to go get it, which I did not bring any of those this year. And I found a couple other stand sites and marked those as well. I did kick up a buck on my way in. It was bedded down near 2 scrapes that I found, and I don't know, I guess 3 or 4 rubs. So I did see that. That was cool. Again, my main purpose this weekend is just trying to get to know this area near the shed. So when I do come up here to hunt, I have lots of options for myself and maybe Aaron at some point. So anyways, I'm gonna grab some lunch and check out another section of woods that I'm curious about. Maybe I'll check in later. All right, it is Sunday. We're heading home tomorrow. I'll show you the inside of this place. Did not go hunting this morning, but I think I'm getting ready to go here. Here's the inside. Got no lights on in here. Got another bath up here.
What's up?
I was just taking some video of in here. I haven't got any yet. Got a small kitchen here that we don't really use. Got a radio set up here. There's a repeater tower around here that has a better sometimes we can communicate with that when you can't with cell phones. Got a sitting area in there, and then 2 more rooms back here. Anyways, this is, I would say, the highlight of this deer camp for me, finding this. I've been wanting to find a stream near the shed that is incredibly remote, that's good trout fishing, and my understanding is this is a blue ribbon trout stream. It takes some effort to get to, so people don't get in here very often. And it's beautiful. I'll tell you what though, if I got a shot at a deer here in the next hour or so when I'm waiting for legal shooting time to end, I'm not sure I want to shoot it. It took me a good 45 minutes to get back here. So these are what the roads in that clear cut look like to get back to that trout stream. There is a game trail running through it, but it's really, there's a lot of briars. You're constantly up against them. It's not awful, just slows you down a little bit. But this is what it looks like. I mean, this is where the logging trucks were at one point. You can't drive back here. There's an area near where I park that you can't really get a vehicle back here, but just wanted to show you what the path was leading to that trout stream. And there's a number of places you can turn left and you can turn right back in here, but I had a route planned on Onyx from the roads I could see from the satellite view that would get me to the stream. I did that last night. It actually worked out perfect today. So anyways, I thought I'd show you what this clear cut looks like to get back there. All right, well, I'm leaving deer camp. Got up fairly early. Had a great time. Accomplished what I wanted to. Found a number of trout streams for this spring. In the process of doing that, I saw a number of deer in the woods. If I was a meat hunter, I could be bringing meat home, so that's good. Of course, I didn't see a trophy, so I didn't shoot anything. But it was an awesome time. Looking forward to more of this in the future for sure. It was a great deer camp. I'll catch you guys later. Yeah.
No, that's my fault.
No, that's my fault.